We're live on Periscope, which is Twitter. Actually, both places. Also, YouTube Live, Twitch, and Mixer. What's Mixer? Mixer is primarily a gaming platform, but you can do live anything you want, really. There will be games on there, and there will be other things, too. My name is Chris Jones. I am a voice talent. I do commercials. I do internet radio. But I can voice your drama. I can narrate something for you. I do promotions for your website, social media campaigns, and business presentations. And I'll even get into audiobooks. Audiobooks? You do audiobook? Yes, I will. And as of this broadcast, I am scheduled to start classes, official formal voice classes, this coming week. Now, I thought I had a pretty good voice anyway. I've done a lot of commercials and things for people in the past and various radio stations and businesses, but there's always room for improvement. Now, this is a formal thing, and I'm going to be doing this full time, all the time, in addition to maintaining the internet radio. I'm going to play this video for you. It kind of describes what I do in very distinct terms and a couple of illustrations. I'd like to kind of bring it to you here now, right here. And I'm going to get into everything I do. I'm going to get into, of course, the voices, the internet radio. That is more or less a hobby at this point, but it falls under the jurisdiction of voicing and voiceovers and that sort of thing. Internet radio also, I have a website called Obituaries Online, obitsonline.net, another website called michaelfrancette.com, and I'll touch also on the gaming, which is kind of a low-key thing at this point. But for right now, I want to bring you why audio is important. Also more important, I think, than video in any kind of presentation. So have a listen to this. Hi, this is Chris Jones from Chris Jones Media. I want you to think about for a second, think about the last time you heard a commercial. Maybe last time you saw a commercial on television or on the internet. But concentrate on the audio part, the sound part. What about that commercial made you listen to it? Or did anything make you listen to it? Or did you just acknowledge it and say, yeah, hey, that's cool, and just forget about it? Chances are, if it didn't make an impression on you, then it just didn't sound good. A commercial can have the biggest and broadest and best video budget production ever on the planet. But if the audio and the sound and the voicing of it is subpar or just doesn't hit or doesn't resonate, then you don't care. You're not going to care. You just don't. Just noise to me. A lot of people think of commercials as noise anyway. So you have to have a voice, a strong voice that stands out and does the job correctly. I'd like to say I could be that voice. This is Chris Jones, chrisjonesmedia.com. And check out the site, check out some audio samples on there. You'll hear them. And you'll say, hey, maybe that guy can, or maybe I just don't like his voice, and then I'll never hear from you again. But again, think about the last commercial you heard or saw, and if it didn't resonate with you at all, then it didn't obviously sound good at all. Because the audio, even if it's a TV commercial, or if it's a video on the internet, close your eyes, or just don't look at the screen and listen to it. Does it resonate? Because if the audio does not resonate, does not create a mental picture with you, then it's not going to be something you'll remember. But if it creates a mental picture and the voicing of it is described well and articulates and paints a picture in your mind, uses your imagination, then you will remember it. Take a look at this where I illustrate my point. But the main gist of this is voiceover. If you have a voice that's like this and you're on the internet and you're saying, hey man, come buy my stuff. I think my stuff's great. I think that you should buy it and everything because it's good. If you have a voice like that on one of your presentations, you probably shouldn't be doing that for sure. And I would like to offer up my services as a strong voice, authoritative, informative voice that will get your message across. Chris Jones Media is on the following social media sites: LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Go to chrisjonesmedia.com, and I will certainly do my best to make you sound good and look good as well. Again, this is Chris Jones. Thank you for watching and listening. I hope to hear from you. There you go. That pretty much describes it, what I'm trying to achieve and what I will achieve and what's happening. The site is chrisjonesmedia.com. You're looking at it right now, so you can just let me know what you're trying to do, and I will give you some ideas and certainly get it done for you. I'd like to bring you, while I'm on this website here, a few of these audio samples. I'm going to start with something from the radio. I can't actually play the radio station here because Facebook and YouTube and Twitch even will get into these copyright things where they don't want the music heard because that's business. That is business, and that is the way it goes. But I can certainly talk about the radio, and I can bring you some voice samples that go on that. And I'll bring you this one here right now. There you go. There's your number 8 song on the Chris Jones Songs I Feel Like Hearing 3 Top 10 Countdown. All these numbers. Just play the music.
Personal favorites.
Tina Weymouth and Chris Frantz were members of the Talking Heads prior to being in the Tom Tom Club. Song number 7 on our Top 10 Countdown likely does not need an introduction, but I want to set it up. I'm taking this information from Wikipedia on the internet, and the reason I'm doing that rather than just remembering it is because I really don't remember it that well myself. I was too young, so this summarizes it pretty well. Buffalo Springfield, a Canadian-American rock band, active from 1966 to about 68. Stephen Stills, Neil Young, Richie Furay. They released 3 albums, several singles. They combine elements of folk rock, country music, British invasion, psychedelic rock, and along with the Byrds were very much a part of the early development of folk rock. The song we're going to hear at number 7 is often used as an anti-war song, but it wasn't that. Stephen Stills was inspired to write the track because of the Sunset Strip curfew riots in November 1966. On that Saturday, November 12th of that year, flyers were distributed on the Sunset Strip inviting people to join demonstrations later that day, and several of LA's rock radio stations also announced a rally outside the Pandora's Box Club on the corner of Sunset Boulevard and Crescent Heights. And that evening, as many as 1,000 young demonstrators, including celebrities like Jack Nicholson and Peter Fonda, gathered to protest the curfew's enforcement. The rallies began peacefully. Trouble eventually broke out, though. The unrest continued the next night and all through November and December, forcing some clubs to shut down. Now, it was against the background of those civil disturbances that Stephen Stills recorded this song, my number 7 on this particular countdown, For What It's Worth. Yeah, and it went into the song. That sounded great, I thought. Just the way, and that song is just so awesome. I could get into a whole radio thing here and just do a whole podcast on how much I love doing the radio. But that's an example of what I can do and what I am doing on the radio. I'm not going to promote any specific programs because they'll get dated very quickly because I'm going to replay this video quite a bit. So I just want to bring you this. If I was to do a 15-second thing, a 15-second commercial, this is what it might sound like, and this is a demo. Headaches. We all get them. We all wish they would just go away. There is a solution. Excedrin. I just take 2, and there's no more tension, no more throbbing, no more pain. My headache completely gone. A little bit of light music behind it. Sounded pretty good. Here now is a 30-second generic commercial. Exactly 30 seconds, not 28 or 32 or 39. This is 30. Take a listen. Tired of fixing and replacing all the chewed furniture in your home? Would you like to chew train a rambunctious 6-month-old puppy with no effort? You can. Introducing the Puppy Training Guide. The Puppy Training Guide is a book that will help you stop a puppy from chewing everything in sight. In using it, you can trust your dog to not tear apart your home even when left unattended. And you can invest in high-quality furniture without worrying that it will be torn apart. So make a change for the better and download the book now. Don't wait, only 10 copies will be sold. Would that sell you? Little music behind that I thought fit the mood. Got a rambunctious puppy, bit of light-hearted music, a little happy, that kind of thing. All right, here now is a 60-second spot. It has to do, I have automobile background, and this commercial doesn't directly promote any company, any specific thing. It talks about servicing your automobile. Take a listen. Stop-and-go traffic and summer heat can take their toll on your car. The pros at the National Institute for Automotive Service Excellence, ASE, have some tips for keeping your car cool. Follow the service schedule recommended in your owner's manual. Flush and refill the cooling system and change the oil and filter. Remember to check the condition and levels of coolant and oil periodically. Replace worn wiper blades and keep plenty of washer fluid on hand. Inspect brakes, tires, lights, and be sure to have engine performance problems such as hard starts and stalling identified and corrected. Look for repair shops that employ ASE certified technicians if you can't or don't want to do your own maintenance. Certain tasks such as inspecting the condition of belts, clamps, and hoses and the air conditioning system should be checked by a qualified technician. ASE is dedicated to quality automotive service and repair through voluntary testing and certification of technicians. For more information, log on to www.ase.com. Exactly 60 seconds, not 61 or 58 or something. That's an example of a 60-second commercial or public service announcement, or PSA as we say in the business. This next one is fun. This drama one, I anticipate having a lot of fun with drama because I was told at a recent gathering of voice people that my voice tends to lend itself to sarcasm and animation and related things. So have a listen to this. How can you say that stuff in the media, Jim? I've known you for 21 odd years, and you go and slander my name, my entire reputation, on things that aren't even fact-checked? How do you know? How do you know if the allegations against me are true or false? There is no leaked source, no solid data. There are no facts, Jim. What you have is a deep desire to get your story out to the masses and hurt everything I've worked so hard for because it will make you shine and make you a rock star journalist. Am I right? Am I right? Well, you blew it, pal. You blew it. I will take you for everything you are worth. I will destroy you the same way you tried to destroy me. And why? Huh? Why? Why me? You know who I am and what I'm about. Why me? You're double dealing, aren't you? Getting a big payoff from one of my competitors. Is that it? Okay, if that's the way they want to play ball, then that is the way we will play ball. You know, Jim, I actually liked you. I thought you were one of the good guys, and I'm usually a pretty damn good judge of character. I am. But this has taken me for quite a loop. Maybe I'm losing my touch because I didn't see this one coming. But one thing is for sure, Jim, it will be set right. That was fun. Recording that was fun because it's an imagination thing. One of the reasons I love doing audio as opposed to doing video is with video you got to have a picture. You got to have it all in front of you. You got to deal with visuals. And the audio is just kind of a secondary thing. Without the picture, it's all sound and it's all your voice, and you have to create a picture with the words. You have to use people's imagination. And that's why I love audio so much as opposed to doing videos. This next one was fun. It's a bit of a narration thing. Have a listen. The Saratoga County Prosperity Partnership recently held a major event at Elms Farm in Charlton to discuss the past, present, and future of Saratoga County agriculture. A panel of experts, including Assemblywoman Carrie Warner, Northumberland Supervisor and Dairy Farmer Bill Peck, Rachel McDermott of Whole Foods of the Hudson Valley, and Jennifer Koval of Koval Brothers Dairy Farm, discussed the more than $500 million impact of area farms on our economy. The Saratoga County Agricultural Index paints a vivid picture of the vital role agriculture and agribusiness play in creating a vibrant Saratoga County economy. This was said by Saratoga County Prosperity Partnership President Marty Vanix. The Chamber of Southern Saratoga County has become recognized statewide in recent years for its prowess in supporting the interests of agriculture throughout our region. Highlights of this year's activities include supporting the Saratoga County Agricultural Promotion Committee's Twilight Tours in August and Clifton Park Farm Fest in September, also visiting the Saratoga Sod Farm in July, featuring the Saratoga County Dairy Princess on Capital Region Television at the Waterford Canal Festival Centennial Celebration in May, and perhaps the Chamber's crowning achievement, becoming a major sponsor housed in a 5,400 square foot 60 by 90 tent at the Saratoga County Fair alongside various Saratoga County offices, courtesy of 2 different car dealerships. There you go. That's what I can do, and there's more coming. I'll have more demos up on the website. The website is chrisjonesmedia.com. That's where I'm taking all this from, and that is there right now. Alrighty. Let's get on with this Saturday morning chat. I'm going to try and do this each and every Saturday. It depends on circumstances. It depends on real life. But I would like to do it every Saturday morning. The internet radio is kind of an offshoot of the voice idea, and it looks a bit like this. This is the website, chrisjonesradio.com. You get this on the front end. You can actually listen to the station on the front end, too. Now, I'm not going to play it now because I'll get pushed offline here by YouTube and Twitch and Facebook, but just have a look here. Got a playlist here. There's actually a donation button, and I've got a couple donations on that through PayPal. I can play this video, though. It's kind of cool because I talk about a top 10 that I do. Have a listen.
Thinking this hat looks a little corny. I don't know. It's a Chris Jones Media hat. Can you see it? Anyway, this is Chris Jones from Chris Jones Media and Chris Jones Gaming and Personal Favorites Internet Radio. I wanted to tell you about the top 10. The top 10. What's a top 10? It's like, remember Casey Kasem? You got Rick Dees and you got John Tesh. Does John Tesh do countdowns? You got Ryan Seacrest. Those things, DJs, announcers on the radio. Well, I have a top 10 countdown, my personal favorites, top 10. And it airs. Here's when it airs. Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern. Wednesday night, midnight Eastern. This is Eastern Daylight Time at this point in time. And then Friday and Saturday at 12 noon Eastern. That's 4 o'clock UTC, Coordinated Universal Time. And again, on Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern. And again, Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Go to chrisjonesradio.com. Find the schedule there. You'll see when all the radio shows air, the top 10 from personal favorites. That's chrisjonesradio.com, and you'll get the schedule there. Right now we're live on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Periscope, actually. Twitter, Periscope. I'm not sure if the Facebook one is working. It's supposed to be, but it's not. If not, I'll just repost the video or something like that.
Okay, Chris.
Anyway, check out the top 10 at chrisjonesradio.com. All right? I'm Chris. I'm the guy having a whole pile of fun with that. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye. That was shot with the camera. With the phone, actually, not a camera. With my S6 active phone, for sure. The radio is a labor of love. It's fun. I did radio a long time ago, professionally. Just didn't want to sit in a studio anymore and do that. So it's on the internet now as a hobby at this point in time. So it's just fun. So I invite you to tune in. chrisjonesradio.com, and you can see a schedule here. Let me go to that page. I've got the UTC, which is the world time clock. That's recognized as the official world time. So right now it's 12:50 UTC, Coordinated Universal Time. It's funny because, as a side note, there's some shortwave radio stations that broadcast nothing but the time all day in these 1 second intervals, tick, 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 all day long. And that's where these things are set from. So that's a world clock. I also do, let me just go back into what I do here. Gotta get a drink of water. I do websites as well. No, it's not a primary thing at the moment. It was, but it isn't really now because I'm concentrating more on the voice stuff and taking formal classes with the voice. But I have a website that I run, and I'm quite proud of it and the way it operates. It's called obitsonline.net. This is what it looks like now. Take a look. It's a new concept in online obituaries, and it is a growing business, and it is working. We can put an obituary online for you. Well, first of all, let me preface this. The newspapers charge an astronomical amount for an obituary. What is it? You get a 5-line thing for, what is it, $400 or $500? I don't know the exact pricing, but it's expensive. Now, we're not going to charge anything near that to put an obituary online. For instance, this Helen Durant one came in on email just the other day, just recently, and we put it online for just $10. $10. That'll get you a whole. She only put one, or the family only put one picture on this particular one, but you could put up to 10 pictures, maybe a video as well, to honor a loved one. So go to obitsonline.net and incorporate a lot of them into their thing for the family. It's like you got to publicize it. How are you going to get the word out? Well, you can this way, and I get lots of emails on this. People that want to get their obituaries online for an inexpensive price, and we also promote this stuff. We promote it on. We have a Facebook for Obits Online, also a Twitter account for Obits Online, and just let us know. Go to that website. It's under the umbrella. I got it under the umbrella of the Chris Jones Media as part of the websites thing that I do. Now, also this, MichaelFrancette.com. Michael Francette is somebody I used to work with and remained friends after he left, and he is a photographer. He does Adirondack prints. Let me go to that first. He does essentially two different things from this website. He sells Adirondack prints from the Adirondack Mountains, as you might guess, although he does venture out into other places, cross country, like Washington State and other such places. But his concentration is in the Adirondacks. And all of these pictures are available. Look at some of these. This one here is one of my favorites. It's Lake George from Buck Mountain. Look at that photograph. Isn't that something? That's Mike. That's Mike Francette. That's what he does. So, there you go. But lately, he's been getting into and wanting to get into wedding photography. And the reason he's getting into wedding photography is because he did my wedding, our wedding, Kim and my wedding, back in August of 2018. He's got some, and that's us on the front page of the site, actually. MichaelFrancette.com. It's MichaelFrancett.com. Wedding photography. And there's Jasmine right there. And there's the wedding, and there's a few other people, and these are all Mike's pictures. And this is from people that he knows. And it's there, wedding photography. He will do it. He will do a great job. And I can guarantee you, I can guarantee you that he will not be nearly as expensive, maybe, as other places. But the quality will be there. Look at some of these. Which one am I? Take a look at that one. See that ring? Look how crisp and clear that is, and look how nice it looks. So, there you go. That's MichaelFrancette.com. I did that website, which is why I'm talking about it. That's part of the Chris Jones Media thing. All right. One more thing I should mention, and it is a minor thing right now, is I used to be involved in this gaming thing, Chris Jones Gaming. Now, that has been around for a long, long time, since about 10 years. And a bunch of us did a modification of a game. The game was called Star Trek Legacy. It was nothing we made money on. We can't. It's Star Trek. How can you make money on Star Trek? You can unless you're Paramount CBS. But it was all a fan-based thing, and we had a bunch of fun. But I haven't really done a whole lot since then with the gaming site, only because there just isn't enough time in the day to do everything I would like to do with that. So I'm never going to shut it off. In fact, recently there's been a renewed interest in doing something with maybe indie games, and but it's everything's on the back burner with that. Let me come back around to the original reason and the primary focus of Chris Jones Media, and that is voice talents. If you need a voice, I would love to be your guy. And I want to thank you so much for looking at this and viewing this presentation. And I'll be back around again, I think, next Saturday morning, probably around 8:30, with another chat. Thank you for watching.